From the boss. Dump everything. Everything? Everything. Come on, come on, come on. Break it, break it. Dump it. Come on, let's get moving. You heard the man.
The internet is in uproar and someone needs to talk about it. Hi everyone, it's Amari Lorraine and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the Twitter fiasco, scandal, uproar that has happened over the past 24 to 48 hours. I've chosen to do it a day after so that everything's starting to settle down but not settling down enough, and people are not seeing it from the perspective which they should, in my opinion. Another thing, this is all my opinion, it's all me, you know what I mean? I ain't speaking for the black community, I'm not speaking for a collective, I'm speaking for myself on what I think was wrong and right. So okay, I'll be speaking about YouTubers and all of that and reading out some of the tweets, ones that were actually disgusting. The most disgusting in my opinion was Miss Only Bells, where she says, guys DM me numbers for rape, sexually harass and abuse. Then goes on, so girls can rape boys. Well, actually, never mind, it's too late. But I think that's what she meant. 666, sexually harass, then probably. And then 1986, rape, calm. 24, rape, then rape again. This is something we shouldn't be joking about. Rape. I'm so sorry, rape. And this is a very triggering topic. Her tweets were kind of like a rape game. They were doing a rape game. She thought that it wouldn't vanish out of the blue. That her tweets are going to just evaporate into thin air. No, sweetie, no, darling. We don't joke about rape, period. That's one thing. The thing is, everyone was going on to that kind of level of disgustingness. I would understand why Nella's getting the hate. If Nella was joking about rape, I'd get it. But the fact of the matter is that the self-hating culture of not liking who you are, not liking your culture, not embracing being black, embracing like the culture that you're in, it was very common during that time, during that 2012, 2014 time. I was around 13, 14 and all of those kind of ages, but I never thought it was okay to put something like that on the internet, and for that I don't excuse that behavior at all for any of those influencers, because half of their brands have been made up on black influencers, have been made up and are basically on the backs of women that look like me, have been brought up to a level that they are respectable people in the industry. You have a career, you have success, you are able to, like for Nella, interviews with Jacquees, Michael B. Jordan and all those kind of things there, be able to have opportunities that for some of us we will never have. But we've brought some people to that level because you know what? We are the culture. I'm so sorry if anyone's feel triggered by that, but we are the trendsetters. We are the ones that perpetuate the culture. We are the ones that kind of keep it on a streamline. And for the people that was hating and giving other black girls, Miss Olani had said 10 things I find attractive, hashtag lighties. Olani had again said, you black girls love fighting effing animals. There's even things from the comedian Stormzy, Chunks, Philly. It doesn't end. During those kind of times, it was rife with self-hate, rife with not understanding your culture, not understand that we are kings and we are queens. Because of white supremacy, when they've stripped us from our culture and made us feel like we are animals and we are slaves, and that even within our own culture today that we are still slaves, because this is how carry on, we're acting silly. Pathetic in my opinion. I didn't think that was okay. I was raised otherwise. I was raised to love the skin I was in. And I have seen colorism within my own family. I have. Clearly, I've seen it. It's not something that your eyes just turn off. You see it clearly. But the one thing I was always taught by my own mother was to love the skin that I'm in and love my culture, love who I am. So I didn't think it's okay to put tweets like that on the internet. And if I did, it'd be big trouble for me. You would catch me like a rat on the highway, period. Just skating around the issue because no one's bringing black men into this. Nobody has brought black men into this. Nobody has. I feel, this is my opinion now, my opinion, let me make that clear. I feel like because of how black men perpetuated this blick stereotype, you're blick, you're ugly, black girls are not pretty, and now all of a sudden more time they have girlfriends that are black. However, we digress. The fact of the matter is, your mother's black, your sister's black. The people around you, you may have even friends, maybe girls that are your friends that are black, yet you feel it's okay to put down another black woman because maybe the self-hate within you. The thing is everyone was deflecting during those times. Everyone was deflecting from the actual real issue, which was self-hate, not understanding themselves, and confusion about who they were, especially in this country where they're not necessarily giving us a space to kind of be able to embrace who we are. We had to make our own space, and that only came years later. The melanin movement and everyone, oh, melanin queen and all of that came later on. It came during the time when we actually need it, and we had to build spaces like that. So because they didn't have a space like that, they're only going to be giving off hate, animosity towards each other because they don't understand themselves. So I feel like the tweets just shows the problem of that time. It showed the problem of the time. For Nella to kind of give that hate, for Ivorian Doll, for Olani, for the Only Bells, all those women there, to give out hate like that to black women and say those horrible things, they had to see either a black woman or a black man say those things to other black men and women. They had to have seen that themselves. As humans, we learn behaviors. As humans, we do learn behaviors. So you would have had to see that for you to be able to imitate it. And that's just how I kind of see it. And the fact of the matter is, as I'm literally going to say now, there's black men that if they did speak up and not been hate who they were, as well as hating black women, calling us blick, dark, all those, and referring to us as animals, that is actually a thing. I'll put the definition of, I think it's sumatrophianism, something like that. And it basically is meaning that when you assign a human feature and you kind of compare it to an animal's feature, it's an actual thing, and I'll put it on the screen right here. But the fact of the matter is, when you're doing that, it's going to make black women feel like, well, they hate us, so I'm literally gonna hate my sister as well, and it continues. The cycle continues. The thing is, I don't think they see that the culture starts with them as well. If you didn't do that, more time other women wouldn't think they could do that to one another or call each other blick, or because there maybe was a couple like a couple shades lighter, that they can get away with treating one another so badly. This is poor behavior, period. And honestly, everyone should be ashamed of themselves. I'm sorry if at home that you didn't get the example that you needed to be able to love yourself the proper way. And if you love yourself now, I'm glad that you do. But this shows the bigger issue, and everyone's skimming past it. Skimming, oh no, she was just being skimming past it and giving hate, unnecessary hate. This is unnecessary hate to Miss Nella. She's coming like Nikki, coming like Chun Li, enemy number one currently, which I don't understand. If you're going to give this kind of hate to Nella, remember Maya Jama. Maya Jama was putting out tweets, and got a job. Steph London, she's still getting money because she's moved out into a big house, right? She weren't cancelled with the swiftness, was she? She wasn't. Let's talk about how there's an unknown bias that if you look a certain way, there's more chance that you can kind of get away with your actions, get away with the things that you said. Miss Nella has deactivated her Twitter and Instagram. People were spewing hate to the point of that. We're in quarantine. Let's think about people's mental health, because with the same words say, oh, mental health awareness week, look after your friends, look after your people, but at the same time, we need to be able to love one another and be able to forgive, because we are not God, period. Honestly, I'm just telling you the truth. We are not God. We are not gods to be able to be judging other people or thinking it's okay to be able to judge one another and, oh yeah, what you did was wrong and you're gonna get cancelled and all your opportunities are down the drain. Because the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of things that we do as human beings and we're dead wrong, yet we get forgiven each and every time. So if we're getting forgiven, after that same forgiveness to our brothers and sisters, even though they may be in a better situation than us, maybe have more money and all of that, so everything is on the balance for them. But at the same time, same energy with everything. If you're going to give this hate to Miss Nella, if you're going to give this hate to everybody else, give it to the people who are living their lives casually. Because I swear Miss Maya Jama just moved into a brand new house just over there. And Miss Steph, they have had no consequences from that little 2-day little outroar, and everyone's forgot about it. Let's remember it. Because if we're going to be spewing hate to Miss Nella and be able to be like, we're going to be judge and jury, let's be judge and jury for that. Stop opportunities for them as well. Right. That's where I'm coming from. And for the black men that was perpetuating that, honestly, it started with you. I don't care. Like, it is what it is. It started with you. Started with you. When you were hating yourself and you deflected it and put it on other black women. The fact of the matter is, maybe he's also thinking the black women that were like, Imam, they hated themselves, so they hated one another. And it continued and continued. And now other races are looking at us and thinking it's acceptable to copy our behaviours to one another and be able to just continue spewing hate. So it's just a negative cycle of hate. I'm not impressed on how people have dealt with this. I'm not impressed on how people have been spewing consequences. Like said the judge and jury. I'm sorry, you're not judge and jury. You're not. I'm letting you know, you're not judge and jury, Miss Thing. Literally bringing up dead relatives. That's where you've gone too far. Nella even anticipated that. She even said it in her response. She's anticipated that, but don't go onto sensitive parts. And we all know that was a hard time for Miss Nella. Nella has done a video on that. You think it's okay to bring up dead relatives? If you're gonna give Nella that energy, give everybody that's been saying tweets that energy. They should be deactivating their Twitters as well. Because if you're gonna give it to one, give it to everybody else. Have the same energy. And I understand that you may be hurt because everyone loves Nella, period. That hasn't changed. No Nella slander over here, period. I'm not excusing what she said, but at the same time, in the climate that was 2012, 2013, all of them times there, self-hate was rife. Secondary school, it was there. It was there. Maybe when she was gone into when she went into university when she was 18, maybe that's when it kind of died down. But still, we were doing up Miss Team Light Skin and Team Dark Skin on Instagram. This all stems from self-hate, because if everyone loved themselves, they wouldn't be talking to one another like that. If everyone appreciated where they were from, loved their culture, understood where they were from, and understood that it's so beautiful to be black, no one would be treating other people like this. No one would have done that during that time. So just saying that, oh, they knew, you had to look at the time. Some of us knew better. Most of us knew better not to say certain things like that. We understood during that time, but some people didn't. More time they saw other black girls being hated, and they followed along. And people not looking at it and think the lack of defending other black women that has put us in this position. If black men loved who they were, you give hate to another person gives it, and it just goes in a negative cycle. You're gonna evaluate a situation, you're gonna judge somebody, which you shouldn't anyway. You're gonna judge someone, look at the climate that they were in, and if you're gonna still hate them, then give everyone that same energy. And honestly, if you want to compare rape jokes to what Miss Nella said, it doesn't compare, because what Nella said was very common during that time. And if you see with everybody else's tweets, you can see a common theme, very common. What she said wasn't nothing new. I've seen that all before with other tweets, with other people. Maybe not as big as Nella, but same thing. It's a common theme during that time. Or did you see Miss Nella joking about rape? And I think even if everyone was joking about us, and that's still unacceptable. A lot of people didn't go on to into the rape sector. People didn't go and talk about rape like it was okay, hunky-dory, or alright. They didn't. And for that, rather them go and spew self-hate because it only looks bad on you, babe. It only shows that you were insecure. You didn't like yourself, you don't like your culture. You don't want to be black. It shows that you hated yourself. It doesn't show anything. It doesn't show anything else to me. It shows that you hate yourself. You hate who you were. You hated being black. All of that. That's what that shows. Joking about rape and all of that. You thought you were invincible if you're joking about things like that. And for that, you should be ashamed. So I swear, if you're going to be spewing hate on Miss Nails, I beg of you, give the hate to Only Bells as well. Because the apology, I weren't hearing it. Also, lastly, the last point I'm going to make before exiting, cutting out, is that don't let these tweets die down and us not speak about the actual real topic at hand and how we should be bettering our community. Don't let this go by and us not do nothing about it. Or start having conversations between us or in our group chats, or have something where we can actually talk about it and be able to slowly stop the hate at our generation before we have another generation that's doing the same thing. We don't want that. So please, like, if we're going to use this as a segue into a conversation that's going to be productive for all of us in the future. And that's what I hope for all of us. That's what I hope for this whole conversation, that we use this as a conversation starter and we grow from this. That's what we want at the end of the day. We don't want this continuing. So, I've been Amari Lorraine. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment and subscribe and share, period. I hope everyone's enjoyed the video. I've been Amari Lorraine and I'm out, period.